Hello and welcome. You're watching Markets Today. I'm Sakshi Batra, and on this show, we discuss everything about the stock markets, opening action, how the markets have opened, what are the trends looking like, where are the gains and losses, and also what are the major focus points of the markets today, and what should be your investment strategy. All of this will be discussed. Very special guest joins me right in. Mr. Miraj Vora is with us from IDBI Capital. Good morning, Miraj, and thank you so much for taking the time out for this discussion. Let me just bring up to all our viewers up to speed as to how the markets have opened today, the bigger highlights, and then we will continue our discussion on the markets and the strategies that you're advising today. So for the Sensex, it opened higher by almost 78 odd points at 52,871. The Nifty was up by 14 points. 15,796 is what it opened at. So mild to a positive start for the markets, but soon we actually saw some selling pressure creeping in right here. About 1,500 shares are seen advancing, 480 shares are seen declining, 91 shares remain unchanged. But a whole lot of focus today is on the stock-specific action. Of course, overnight, we did see the big development, big news coming up as to Adani Group buying cement majors, buying stake from Holcim in cement majors Ambuja and ACC, the biggest acquisition for Adani Group forever. If you see $10.5 billion is the deal tuned at. And if you see in the infra space as well, this is the largest M&A action that we've seen far. So all of these stocks are in focus. How should you be really reading this development, and what are the opportunities that present? That will be the clear focus for us today. Miraj, first of all, your comment on the markets today. How are you looking at that? And then we will dive right into the Adani Group stocks.
Good morning, Sakshi, and good morning, all the viewers. So what market is looking currently is poised for one short covering rally. However, on Friday also we did see some short covering coming in, but overall it was last 40-45 minutes where we gave up most of its gains. But it will stay in such mode where you may see or witness short covering during the day. But 16,200 will be an important resistance zone where markets may take some kind of profit booking near to those zones. While on the lower end, 15,800 might be the support. So if we consolidate in this 400 band, it would be great for markets to make a base over here.
Okay. And how do you read this big development of over the night, of Adani Group buying into ACC and Ambuja? Of course, we are seeing green, despite the overall muted action across these flurry of stocks, Ambuja, ACC, and some of the Adani Group stocks as well. First of all, help us understand, what do you draw from the deal? How will it really benefit, and who are the key players that will benefit from this deal?
So the deal which has taken, it has taken at a very rich valuations. If we see, the last deal which was taken was of Imami's stake was done by there, and which was taken at around $110 per ton, and this comes at around $210 to $220 per ton, which is like almost double. So very rich valuations. If you look at the price wise also, it is 10% up to the last close on Friday's session. So it would more beneficial to ACC and Ambuja. In that sense, it will be more beneficial to ACC because that was one segment where it was not that much of aggressive. While as Adani has always been there, when it lists into their group companies, they get a little bit aggressive on the pricing side. And it needs to be seen that if they have a little bit of undercutting, because cement generally operates in a very coordinated manner on pricing part. So right now they might not have much room to cut, but overall it will be a little bit more aggressive compared to others, which will benefit ACC and Ambuja much more. And the premium is there and it will stay. How it will affect the Adani Group would be seen that, where from the finances come. Once that is cleared, it will be more better to comment on that side. But from this side, it is definitely better for both ACC and Ambuja.
Okay, so beneficial for ACC and Ambuja, good news for them. And you're already seeing some, stock action move right this morning in the stocks of Ambuja and ACC. ACC up almost 4.5% at this point in time too. So Miraj, help all the viewers understand and investors all to understand whether it is an opportunity for them to trade in these two stocks, Ambuja, ACC today. Is it time for them to invest in it for a medium to long term as well?
For a medium to long-term prospect, I would say it is a good time because generally we have seen, in this kind of a market, these deals generally make an intermediate top from where we have corrected. The classic example was the HDFC one, where both HDFC Limited did make a top on that very big news. So for traders, I would say wait for a day or two to digest these gains. Overall, for investors, they can start here and they can buy the dips if there is any. Because cement compared to banking has been on a very different space. But yes, for longer term investors, it's a very good opportunity to buy the space. Cements are trading at a very lower valuations compared to other segments. So that way it is good for traders. I would say wait for a couple of days to see the reaction getting in completely.
Okay, understood that. So there you have it, long-term investor strategy and short-term trader strategy also. After this news has come into the Ambuja and ACC stocks as well as Adani stocks, you should wait to watch how this will pan out for those stocks as well. Let's now move on to understanding some of the other stock movements today and how should you be really trading them. Of course, Q4 earnings is what markets are reacting on. Three numbers there that I want to understand from you beyond Adani Group stocks, and one is Eicher Motors, the other one is D-Mart and Tech Mahindra. All these three stocks right after the earnings. How are you viewing each of them? Of course, the numbers for Eicher have come in stronger, on all parameters. So therefore, I want to understand on that front. And D-Mart also, how do you really read the numbers at this point in time, which has been an investor's favorite stock always?
Eicher, I say that numbers were good, but the commentary was even better. The company has been very robust and very confident on their export markets, and plus there are a few of launches which are going to come from the Royal Enfield side, which will be good for them. So I feel that at this current juncture, two-wheelers are very well placed after the electric fiasco. Most of the two-wheeler stocks have done well, and one of my picks for today also is there from the two-wheeler space.
Okay.
So we feel that Eicher may come back to 28,000-2900 levels even for traders in a shorter term. So that is one stock or the space which we are very bullish on, be it Eicher, Bajaj, TVS, or even Hero on that matter of fact. Besides that, the other was D-Mart. Now this would be a very stock which has seen a good amount of corrections. I would not engage in the debate valuations are cheap or expensive, but yes, in this inflationary pressure, one thing I understand is that discounting markets are the best ones to go for, because people would prefer D-Mart as it gives a more discount, and Jio of course, but Jio is not listed, so we'll talk about D-Mart right now.
Yeah.
But at this space, we feel that 4,000, 4,200 is possible in next 3 to 4 months. Looking at the overall scenario, the company has planned out they would be going more aggressively. So on those two parts, we feel that it would be buy at current levels.
Okay, understood that. And for your stock specific recommendations for the day, which stocks have you chosen? One you said is from the two-wheeler basket. So out of those 2 or 3 majors, which one have you pegged it on?
So the other stock from two-wheeler space is Bajaj Auto is what we feel that would be one more company. It has a very good Indian as well as an export portfolio. 36.95 is what currently it is trading at. 36.50 is what you can keep as a stop loss, and the targets can be at around 38.40. And the other stock is Godrej Consumer Products. One can buy this in the range of 794 to 800, where 780 would be the stop loss and 831 would be the target. So these are the 2 picks for the traders.
Okay, understood that. Well, on that note, thank you so much, Miraj, for being with us and sharing all the insights on the Adani ACC Ambuja deal, as well as the overall market scenario, sharing your stock recommendations with all our viewers, which will get them started for this new week as well. Thanks a lot for joining, and hope you have a good trading day.
Thank you. Same to you.